Yo YouTube, what's going on? It's D-Boy Classics and welcome back to another video. So for today's video, you can probably tell from the title, I found the Bill Russell build. Basically the Bill Russell build is a glass can lockdown that is half blue, half red, and most likely this is probably going to be my 1v1 build, maybe 2s. Give it granted, definitely got other builds in the works, but this one particularly right here, definitely unique. So but enough of me talking, let's get into the actual build video. Alright, so next up you see right here is the skill breakdown on the pie chart. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this build is half red, half blue. So that means in the finishing and defensive rebounding categories, I'm able to get Hall of Fame badges. So why I say this build is unique when it comes to 1s or 2s, you know, especially with the 1s I'll be going against post scorers and so forth, especially slashers. So being able to stop them pretty efficiently, that's going to give me a more, I guess, second chances on my offense. Give it granted, this build is pretty strictly into the paint. So I know people are gonna get irritated, people are gonna get pissed off at me for doing that, being able to just lock them down, stop their offense while I get to mine. But hey, this is the 1v1s. Defense do prevail. Having a better offense just adds on to that. So that's all I really have to say for that. But next up, let's get into the physical profile. Alright, so next right here you can see is the physical profile, and the chart that I did choose for this one is the strength and vertical, similar to my first build with my pure rim or the pure red pie chart. The reason why I do this is mainly I don't mind sacrificing my speed as long as I know what position I need to get to before any plays go off on the opposing team. I'll be able to stop that. Mainly too, most of these builds as of recently, it's just been strictly inside. So if I have a high strength, I'm able to bully people out the way, especially with people having lower tier defense. That gives my more offensively challenged builds an opportunity just to go into the paint and score, because they can't really contest me as well as other builds with higher interior defense and so forth. So that's real all the leniency, and it's pretty hard to stop a build that's literally have 99 strength with a high standard dunk. So that's really all that I gotta say for that. But next up, let's get into the set potential. Alright, so next up right here you can see is the set potential for this build. I already have every stat set out that I wanted, and basically I'm just gonna start from the finishing and just go through everything. So starting with close shot, you can see my close shot is at a 90. Going into my driving layup, I did not touch it. I know people won't say, why do you not touch the driving layup? You'll be missing a lot of layup if you don't get animations. Give it granted, you'll see why. I'm going to explain later on, especially with the particular takeover I did choose. But regardless of that, driving dunk is at a 69, my standard dunk is at a 91, and my post hook is at a 81. Going to the shooting, I'm not going to go over that. Everything is basically untouched. This is a strictly inside build, so I know that's probably going to bite me in the butt later on, but give it granted, I have confidence in my defense. I have confidence in my efficient inside scoring, so I'm not too worried about that. Going to the playmaking, you see my pass accuracy is a 52. I did not touch my ball handle, and my post control is at an 81. And lastly, going to the defensive rebounding, my interior defense is at an 85. My perimeter defense is at a 43. My lateral quickness is at a 54. My steal is at a 63. My block is at an 87. So is my offensive rebounding and defensive rebound. Transitioning to the physical stats, you can see right here my speed is at a 57 and my acceleration is at a 53. My strength is at an 89 and my vertical is at a 70. So basically just the basis of what I chose for the physical profile. And lastly, for the badge upgrades, I have 24 finishing, 1 shooting. My playmaking is at 3 and my defensive rebound is also 24. So I'm gonna go over these stats again once I get past the wingspan, the height change, and the weight. But this is basically just the basis of everything. So let's get on to the next part. Alright, so next up you can see right here is the height, and his height is 6'10", similar to Bill Russell himself. So that's basically all that is with this. You can see that there's a lot more green stats than red, and also I did get a little bit faster and I have a higher vertical. That will, like I said, it will change. I will go over everything that did change at the end of the video. But besides from that, let's get into the weight. Alright, so next up right here is the weight. You can see the weight is at 266, so he's not too heavy, but also he's not light either. And this is made just to make sure I can even out my interior defense. So I don't want to say I have absolute interior defense, but definitely higher than most people, especially on the 1 score. But besides from that, let's finally get into the wingspan. Alright, so lastly, we're going to get into the wingspan. The wingspan is at 92.0, which is max. And you can see right here a lot more green stats than red. And as I said before, I'm going to go over the stats that has changed before we got to the height, wingspan, and weight. So to begin with the finishing, my close shot has changed to a 92. My driver layup remains untouched. My driving dunk is now at 82. My standing dunk is a 94. My post hook is a 83. Going to the shooting went down a little bit, but like I said, that don't matter. Going to the playmaking, pass accuracy remains untouched. Ball handling went down by a little bit. My post control is at a 75. And lastly, getting to defensive rebounding, my interior defense remains untouched, but is at 86. Perimeter defense is a 47. Lateral quickness is a 59. My steal is at a 70. My block is at a 91. My offensive and defensive rebound are both 89. Going to the physical stats, you can see right here, my speed is at a 58. My acceleration is at 54. My strength is at a 93. And my vertical is at an 80. So keep in mind too, once I get this built to a 99 and have the gym rat badge, those stats are gonna go up by 8. So definitely gonna be seeing some progress after that. And that's gonna cause some havoc on the 1 scores and the 2s. So next up, let's get into the takeover. Alright, y'all, so next up, you can see right here, we're gonna transition to the takeover. And the takeover that I did choose is the Glasgow takeover. The reason behind this is basically just to have more impact on offense. So when I do get this takeover, I don't want to say I'm classified as a post scorer, but I'll have a little bit more presence in the paint, especially if I'm able just to get an image where I push people out the way, get standing contact dunks, contested layups. If I do miss, I'm able to get the board and basically just make it miserable for my opponent just to even stop me. And as long as if they do stop me, once again, I got Hall of Fame defensive badges. I'll just reset back on defense and get right back to my offense. Also too, being able to have Hall of Fame finishing badges, adding on to this, it's going to be pretty hard because I know most post scorers do not have Hall of Fame defensive badges as well. They only have gold, so I have an edge with that regardless of how tall they are and this and that. But regardless of this, I'm going to get to the classification of what the build actually is and who it's compared to. Alright, y'all, so to wrap things up with this video, you can see right here the build is classified as a glass clear lockdown, like I said in the beginning of this video. And the shades of the comparison, so number 1 is Bill Russell, that we're aiming for. Number 2 is Clint Capella. And number 3 is Rudy Gobert. Basically all notable figures in the NBA as dominant defensive big men. So that was the whole objective, and we did get to that. But besides from that, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all did, please hit that like. And if y'all not subscribed, please subscribe. Also too, if you are subscribed, hit that notification button. We got bangers coming up throughout the weekend and so forth, so stay tuned for that. But I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.